The twin flame love bubble phase could be thought of as the honeymoon of twin flame connection. At some level, our soul is already married, so to speak, in union with our twin soul, our twin flame's soul. And the period of time after physically meeting, connecting in this physical lifetime is often called the love bubble phase or the bubble love phase. I've heard it referred to either way, but essentially this is a period of time where twin flames tend to experience extreme levels of bliss, joy, connection, and a deep sense of profound knowing within their connection that is very mutual. And that's the key here, because oftentimes later on along the twin flame journey, we can, and many twins often do, experience periods of time where there is this feeling that, or this fear that, the connection is not mutual or is not shared because of how we may feel that in our physical world, our twin flame is somehow sending mixed signals or pulling away. They might even be denying or running from the connection in some sense. But in this initial period of time for twins, very often there is this deep knowing between the two that is very conscious that the feelings they share for one another are in fact mutual. Whether these feelings are verbalized in words or put into action, it doesn't really matter, because during this phase, again, there is just this sense of peace, of harmony, of finally, I found you. There is this sense of coming home to the self and being brought home to the inner self, the most authentic self, led by the hands home, so to speak, by the physical presence of this person who has just entered our life, who naturally carries us back to that core soul frequency within us, because that is the frequency they are radiating as well. We share the same core soul frequency. So in this podcast, I'm going to be discussing what this twin flame love bubble phase really is, and more importantly, what the purpose of this phase is, because I think so often we can become confused as twin flames. Why did I have this period of time where my twin and I felt so incredibly interconnected with one another consciously, and it felt so shared and mutual and sure and beautiful for this period of time, only to then go through something more rocky or tumultuous, such as for some twins, even some form of 3D separation. So we are going to be diving much deeper into that in this video. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. If you are new to this channel, welcome. We are building a beautiful, high vibrational community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. So be sure that you are subscribed, or double check that you are subscribed already, because by subscribing to this channel, you are actually tuning yourself into our beautiful collective here. And that means I'm able to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more relevant content, information, and readings for you and your situation now and in the future. So the twin flame love bubble phase, the so-called honeymoon phase of twin flame connection. The reason this happens on the energetic level, right? Because so much of what, in fact, everything we experience in the physical with our twin flame has an energetic root cause, because twin flames predominantly are interacting, communicating, connecting with each other at the soul level, at the level of the energy body, and everything we experience in the physical words, the lack of physical communication or contact, the so-called physical separations or coming together, all of this is simply a manifestation of what is happening energetically. So what is going on energetically to cause this period of blissful, beautiful time that sometimes can last for certain twins only a few moments? You may share a few moments of absolute bliss and knowing and pure joy and connectedness after meeting your twin in the physical, or this could last hours, it could last weeks, months, for some even a year or longer. But regardless, this is a period of time that tends to dissipate itself and shift into then this more tumultuous phase where twin flames must go through the depths of their own shadows. They must transmute any shadows they are carrying within themselves into lights. But why is it that before this heavy shadow work period in twin flame connection, there is this period of time of a love bubble, of deep, intense, profound, and very mutual 3D connectedness between the twins? The reason this happens initially is because of the energy merge that intensifies at the points of contact for twins in the physical world. So this could be their point of contact virtually. For some twins, this could be meeting over social media. This could be having their first conscious conversation. This could be meeting in the physical world, having a conversation, interacting with one another physically for the first time. But the key here is that typically the love bubble phase happens after our first conscious touch point interactions with our twin flame in this physical lifetime. It happens immediately after. And the reason is, at this touch point moments in our lives, when we begin to consciously interact with our twin, there is this merging of the auras, the physical auras, that begins to take place between twin flames. Now, make no mistake, this energy transfer is happening all the time between twins. But when we haven't yet met our twin and this energy transfer is happening more unconsciously, it simply isn't as intense. When we bring it to the surface of our consciousness through meeting our twin, the energy transfer ramps up 100, 1,000 times over even. And because of this, through this moment of meeting, our energy and our twin flame's energy raises to a very, very high frequency, a very high level of vibration. You could think of this as, imagine your energy body, because it is constantly flowing. Energy is constantly flowing in and out of your energy body. Imagine that prior to meeting your twin, there is this trickle of energy flowing between the two of you, this constant, perpetual awareness of one another unconsciously. But again, it's just this trickle of energy. Then imagine at this touch point moment of meeting or interacting with your twin physically, boom, all of a sudden there is just this avalanche of energy, this huge Amazon river of energy flowing between you now. So where there was once this trickle, there's now this raging current of energy. And this instantly flows through your being and quickly raises your vibration to this very, very high level. However, what happens after this point, once the energy has time to settle through the passage of time, typically, it begins to settle into your energy body. And at that point, it must work its way through any blockages you are still holding, any resistance in your energy body that you are still clinging to, either consciously or unconsciously. So what happens is, in this initial phase of your energy really rapidly increasing with your twin, you are caught up, swept up into this higher state of being where you are feeling the pure love and light and connectedness of who you really are. And that is manifesting itself as this so-called love bubble phase of blissfulness with your twin flame in 3D. But as that energy begins to settle, which again could take moments, hours, weeks, months, or years, depending on you and your unique circumstances, you then must allow the energy to work through your walls, your blocks, your shadows. So this is the point very often where twin flames begin to trigger one another. It's not that they weren't spotlighting each other's wounds prior to this point. It's that the energy exchange between them initially was so intense that it raised their energy instantaneously to the level where they weren't so much aware of these triggers and of these shadows. But that high vibration couldn't be maintained. That love bubble phase couldn't last in most cases for twins forever initially, because there are still those shadows weighing down your vibration, lowering it back down into those levels of fear, anxiety, and even separation consciousness that manifests at times as then a physical 3D separation between yourself and your twin. So the purpose of this love bubble phase, now that we understand the kind of workings, the inner workings, the energetics behind why it happens, let's talk about the higher level purpose, the sole reason that our souls choose to experience this kind of energy transfer, causing us to have this initial love bubble phase with our twin. If in many cases it's not going to last, if it's only going to segue us into now needing to work on our shadows, to face our darkness, our wounds, and to release these wounds and blocks. The reason number one is for the purpose of confirmation and recognition. Very often our 3D selves, our human selves, can feel a kind of frustration around this love bubble phase. We can think, why is it that I experienced all these profound signs, synchronicities, this feeling of bliss and connection and fulfillment with another soul that I've never experienced prior? Why was I broken open to these depths of feeling and heights of ecstasy with another soul, only now to be separated from them? But on a higher level, on a soul level, that is exactly the point. We are meant to experience something with our twin consciously that is so profound, so unforgettable, that it will intensely, undeniably cause us to confirm on some level, whether we are able to verbalize it or willing to verbalize it or not. We will always know on some level this connection is different from all the rest. This is my most deeply held soul connection, whether we would call that a twin flame or whether in some cases, a twin may not be aware of the term twin flame, but they will recognize the depth of this connection and know that this connection, this confirmation and recognition of the connection felt through the love bubble phase is mutual. It's felt by both the so-called divine masculine and the divine feminine, the so-called runner and the chaser, regardless of what is put into words or put into action. Rest assured, you and your twin flame feel this sense of confirmation and recognition of your soul bond. There's this impress left on your heart and soul and mind through the love bubble phase that each of you feel and will carry with you the rest of your lifetime. The second higher soul purpose of this love bubble phase is to catalyze you along the journey. Most souls do not choose to experience a connection as intense as twin flame connection because the energy transfer you get from consciously interacting with your twin sends you on this seeming emotional and energetic roller coaster because you experience this huge height of energy, what some would even call a spontaneous form of spiritual awakening in that moment. And then afterwards, you experience the depths of your shadows. Very often we go through a very intense ego death, even dark night of the soul phase following this. But the purpose is through raising your energy so dramatically, as you really can only do to this degree, through a kind of profound experience, such as connecting consciously with your twin flame, you will be catalyzed onto your spiritual path and along your spiritual awakening journey, because this influx of energy allows you to catch a glimpse of these higher levels of consciousness that you then carry with you even through the depths of your healing. And also, although at times we may curse this part of the process, we may resent this from our physical human perspective, know that the reason we feel the triggers so intensely with our twin is because what they're actually doing is sending us, transferring us so much energy that is trying to work through us, that is trying to actually raise our vibration, increase our consciousness at a very fast rate. But that also means that we are going to feel the tension between this powerful energy flowing through our being, coming up against these blockages more strongly and intensely than we would outside of an experience such as this kind of energy raising experience, if that makes sense. It's like if you were not receiving so much profound energy from your twin, you would not be feeling your triggers and your blocks and your wounds so intensely. It would be easier for you to remain unconscious of them and to bury them within you. But that's really part of the purpose of twin flame connection. It is to catalyze your spiritual journey by actually working through these wounds, bringing them to the surface at a faster rate. Now, to assist you in continuing to work through this process on a daily basis, if you are a twin flame, I do really recommend finding some form of energy clearing tool that works for you personally. And I say this because as a twin flame, we are on this energetic, emotional roller coaster, so to speak. We are highly advanced souls, highly energetically sensitive beings. And because of this increased sensitivity, our energy body requires increased maintenance as well. So daily energy clearing rituals are so helpful for us as twins to really make this process a lot smoother, to clear out negative belief systems that form themselves into blocks that show up in our energy and create discomfort along our twin flame path, even can manifest in the form of separation between ourselves and our twin in regards to communication, or even physically being together or apart in the physical world. So the most powerful tool that I personally enjoy and use and recommend for twin flames is my twin flame 7-chakra clearing subliminal meditation. Now this comes from my subliminal site, soundandsoulful.com. So as you can see on the screen, on this website, I've created over 100 subliminals for all areas of life, not just twin flames, although I do have many subliminals exclusively for twin flames, but I also have created subliminals for physical appearance changes, for mood shifts, for material manifestations, for bringing abundance into your life, achieving your dreams, and for love and relationships more generally as well. And when you sign up for a 7-day free trial account on my website, you can actually try out any subliminal I've created completely free for 7 days. You can even combine them into your own custom private playlists as well. So specifically for twin flames, again, I would most recommend my twin flame 7-chakra clearing subliminal, because this is extremely comprehensive. It works through each of these 7 energy centers in the energy body, uprooting and releasing any subconscious beliefs that become rooted and really form into these blocks that can keep us feeling stuck or separate from our twin along our twin flame journey. So I do invite you to explore more about that subliminal if it does resonate with you, and all of the information on that will be in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Otherwise, I hope you have a truly beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if it was, be sure to leave me a comment and let me know what connected with you personally. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in the next podcast.